Raider Nation, this motherfucker needs to be fired. Raider Nation, if you're with me and you believe that Luke Getsy deserves to lose his job after the play calling that he's done this year, namely the fucking screens, the runs up the gut. He has no rhythm of play calling. This guy, the only reason he had success in Green Bay is because he had Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. He had a hell of a system they were playing in there. They had great players. I think a lot of times we put too much credit onto the coaches when a lot of times it's the players, just like Brady and Belichick in New England. I believe that was Brady more than it was Belichick. Anyways, this is what I think's going on with the Raiders. This guy's play calling is so conservative, it's scary. This motherfucker calls plays like he's fucking just, oh, please, it's 3rd and 10, and can we throw this little 4-yard, like, get the fuck out of here, like Hondo says, right? This today was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. The Raiders got their ass kicked, not to mention the refs didn't fucking help out. There was a couple of plays there that I don't think they needed to call, but they were only called on times when we made significant gains or a touchdown. If you notice that, that's just the way it is. It's like back to today was like old school Raider football when the refs wanted to screw us, but we didn't lose the game because the refs screwed us. We lost the game because we got our ass kicked, but the refs screwed us in the process of a fucking thorough ass kicking. But anyways, Aiden O'Connell, The running game, The defense, Keep in mind, though, folks, keep in mind, the Pittsburgh Steelers are the #1 defense in the NFL. They were coming into this week. The #1 defensive team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got the #1 defense. I don't know if they're still #1 after today. Probably, because they had a fucking game. But they're really fucking good. Okay? And the Raiders aren't really good. I hate to fucking say it, but it's the truth. The Raiders completely fucking dumpster fire. You gotta fire this motherfucker. Speaking of dumpster fires, Luke Getsy needs to be fired, folks. We need to start trending this shit. I've heard other content creators. I'm on the fucking boat with this one. Put me on the parade. Let's ride this motherfucker into the sunset. This motherfucker needs to go. And someone else needs to take over and call plays the Raider way. Call plays where the bombs down the field. Yeah, we need more protection from the O-line, but we also need some motherfucking common sense with the play calling. We need some good players. You don't run with goddamn Dylan Laube and Amir Abdullah up the fucking gut. They're not those kind of fucking running backs. You forgot who the fuck was in there. Goddamn Raider Nation, I'm going nuts.